Howdy. I want to talk about this whole stimulus payment thing. How I got screwed. How I didn't get mine. As you might remember from previous videos, well, if you haven't seen previous videos, here's the deal. So, last Wednesday, I checked the stimulus tracker on the IRS website and it said that it was being deposited to my account that day. And I kept looking, and there was no deposit, nothing, and I couldn't figure it out. By about by the afternoon, I had a sneaking suspicion that Thursday I got a confirmation from the caseworker for my child support payments that stimulus payments are being intercepted for child support payments. And I wasn't too happy. I still am not too happy about it. I still really want to tear somebody's head off over it because this is ridiculous. As you'll hear a lot in here, it defeats the purpose of what it's meant for. Basic backstory is this. When my ex filed for a divorce, I had just started avionics school. I guess she figured if I can go to school, she can get money out of it. Or she could make it harder for me to, advance my future by getting into the avionics field. So we went through a nasty divorce. Central theme of my side was I just want to have time with my son, period. And central theme of her side was is she wanted as much money as possible. Now the numbers that I'm paying right now are based off of that time frame when I was still in school, still getting GI Bill benefits, still getting the whole cost of living and housing and everything else and stipend. It hasn't been updated, and I can't update it right now, even though I have the paperwork, because I can't print anything out right now. Our printer's on the fritz, we can't get new toner, there's no way for me to print out my last few pay stubs from over a month ago and my tax return forms for the last 3 years. Basically, I got dropped out of high school. I got dropped from school because I timed out. And the reason I timed out is because, well, you probably don't know this fact, but I'm an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic right now. I lost my dog. I went into the third phase of the mechanical side, the airframe and power plant side. And the very first day was also the day that I had to take my beloved dog of 13 years, who never had a single day of training in her life, but was my therapy dog. She was my service animal. She was there for me. She helped me deal with PTSD. She helped me deal with depression. And I lost her. I lost a part of my soul that day. And after that, I just didn't care. I didn't give an F. So I commenced to just drink myself under the table constantly. This was true addict behavior. And I got behind on child support. I not only did not have the money that I normally had, it only lasted was only able to pay about 2 months later. And then for several months after that, well, for a good time after that, the payments weren't coming out. She went to child support enforcement, it got opened by that. Payments were being garnished from my paycheck and at that point I was only getting half my paycheck, if that. But that's fine. Now, I don't take any enjoyment in this. I'm not a deadbeat. I do my best to make the child support payments when I can. I can't stand the fact that I'm behind. I really can't. Because I feel, being me being me, similar to the Chris Kyle, like the shirt I'm wearing today, similar to that character, I just don't enjoy it. I take no pleasure in the fact that I'm behind, and I feel like less of a human being because of it. But there's also the fact that I haven't seen my son since March 8th. And it is currently April 20th, 420. Basically, the government put me in lockdown here at the sober living community that I'm living in. Okay, when all this broke on March 10th, infection control in Washington, D.C., within the VA said all residential treatment programs nationwide are on lockdown. Residents are not allowed to leave for work. They're not allowed to leave for visitors. They're not allowed to leave for any kind of time outside. That we are stuck here. That is 1 month and 10 days ago. It's 38 days. I've been stuck here. 39, 40, whatever. This government puts me in lockdown and doesn't allow me to work. I can't get a paycheck. I can leave, but I'd be homeless. I wouldn't have a place to live. I wouldn't have a safe, stable place. And frankly, I'd probably be relapsing hard, which we'll get to. So this paycheck assistance payment, as I call it, the stimulus payment, is designed to help people who haven't been able to work because of COVID. I haven't been able to work because of COVID. I've been on lockdown because of COVID. I haven't been able to leave the grounds of this facility because of COVID. This is the same government that I served for 8 years in the United States Army as an infantry officer, as an infantry captain. The same government that I went on 2 bloody combat tours in Iraq. That I saw our boys in uniform mangled and bleeding out and broken and torn to shreds and everything else. I saw way too much of that. I saw enough to last 5 lifetimes of that. This is the government that's put me in lockdown, is preventing me from working for safety reasons, and the same government that has decided that my paycheck assistance payment is going to my ex, who, by the way, she's still working. She's working from home. This garnishment of the paycheck assistance payment defeats its entire purpose. It's been 5-6 weeks since I've received a paycheck. That's roughly, I'd say about $600, $700, give or take. Anywhere between $500 to $700 that I haven't gotten because I can't go to work. Now, reminder, my paychecks are being garnished for child support, which is fine. I don't mind that. And I don't mind them taking my tax returns either. I don't mind that at all. Because if I'm behind, I should be catching up. Whichever way I can. I needed that money. And I can't tell you since Wednesday and Thursday the impact it has had on my health, my overall health and well-being. Physically, I've lost my appetite. I didn't eat for 24 hours in the first time, first 36 to 48 hours. I didn't eat for 24 hours. I forced myself to eat, even though I wasn't hungry and I had zero appetite. At this point, I'm at 1 meal a day just because I'm not hungry. I have zero appetite anymore. I have no urge to eat. And my sleep, don't get me started. I either sleep too little or I sleep too much. The first few days, I barely got any sleep. The very first night, Wednesday night, or Thursday night, I was up till 2 a.m. playing Resident Evil, killing zombies, because I just couldn't deal with it. It was so unfair and unjust. I got 3 hours of sleep that night. Following night, I think I got 4 or 5. And then over the weekend, Saturday and last night, I way overslept, and I didn't want to get up. In fact, yesterday, Sunday, I just wanted to sleep all day. That's all I wanted to do. That's the impact it's having on my physical health. The mental and emotional, I can't even begin to describe that. It's been hard to hold back my infantry nature. As an infantryman, I was trained to respond to adversity, to any kind of thing, any kind of obstacle with force and violence of action. I'd wanted to tear my room apart, just throw my chair through the wall, throw my chair around, pull over my wardrobe, punch holes in the wall, everything else. I just wanted to tear this place apart. I've kind of calmed down from that. But that's what happens when I get angry and depressed about something. The anger and fury and resentment over this is so strong, and that has a serious impact on the sobriety I'll get to in a minute. I have an overwhelming need for aggression. That's why I've been playing the video games where it's killing zombies or, whatever. Those kind of games. There's also the sadness and pain. The sadness and depression over the fact that the government is supposed to help in times like these. And they didn't help me. They failed to help me. The pain of, why does my ex get 2 payments from this and I get nothing? I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't in Wuhan and released this damn virus. In my sobriety, all I can say is it is a damn good thing that I am locked down, can't leave the property in a sober living community, because I know without a doubt, if I left this place right now, I'd be relapsing really hard. I would be serious addict behavior. I'd be stealing, borrowing, and stealing just so I could relapse. And I'm not talking like, a beer or 2. I'm talking like buying a 5th of bourbon or whiskey and drinking it in one night. I'm talking the Bluto from Animal House when he chugs that entire bottle of Jack Daniels kind of relapse. I've been strong in my sobriety. I've actually gotten better until now. This hit hard. I actually had decent, reasonable plans for my payment, because I can't order anything right now. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, then I'll let you know the fact that I'm not allowed to order packages unless they're cleared by my care coordinator here, my case manager, my therapist. I have to deem it essential unless I let her know ahead of time. I needed the money, first of all, to do my regular copy resupply from Black Rifle Copy, the Freedom Fuel blend. I can't get that now. I've got maybe a bag. Yeah, I've got about 1 bag left. I needed my money to make the payment for that. The other things that are cleared are anything ordered before. So my grunt style shirt of the month, that's cleared. That's a regular thing. I'm not going to lose that because I enjoy those shirts. But I can't order anything. I can't like just randomly order stuff off Amazon or wherever. But I was going to put some of that payment into savings so that I could build up enough money to get out of this place and get out on my own in my own place. Get out to somewhere where I can own a dog, because I have really needed a dog lately. I have missed my dog Angel that I lost about 1.5 years ago, coming up on 2 years pretty quick. I have missed her so much, and I needed her comfort. I needed a dog's comfort. I needed the emotional support like that. I was going to put, like I said, I was going to put some in savings so I could build towards that goal. I was also going to put some more towards my emergency credit card because that's been maxed out. I can't seem to get ahead on that thing because of, no paycheck. All I have is VA disability, and that only goes so far. That was my primary goal, to take some of this and build towards getting out into a place where I have my own place to visit with my son when I'm able to, I'd be able to visit him if I left. And then to, help with emergency backup. The government has failed to do their duty to support the people of this country by doing this, by garnishing the payments. It shouldn't be garnished whatsoever. Now, reasonable solution. If I get anything because I was able to claim my son on my 2019 tax returns, then that money goes to child support. But the individual payment needs to go to me, to help me, who hasn't been able to work, who's not getting a paycheck, who's broke, who's in a negative balance on my bank account at this point. The government failed, and I don't know who decided on this garnishment thing, but they bought themselves a first-class ticket on the express elevator to hell. Bottom line, when these future payments come out, any future payments, it needs to go to the individual. It shouldn't be intercepted for any reason. And I hope this video goes viral and people in important positions to manage this stuff actually see this, to understand exactly how hard it hits when you do this kind of thing. When you take away that money that comes from my paychecks and goes to the government, that taxation thing. My signature is on those bills. That's my money that I should get back. Thanks for listening. Please help this video go viral. Stay safe, stay healthy. Do your part to end this outbreak and all this stuff. And if you can, pass the video on out there because this needs to go around. And I'm sure there's other people out there in my position. But as an infantry captain, and similarly known as Captain America, I'm stepping up, and voicing the situation.